रसने पिबरे रामरसं शुद्ध परमहंस आश्रमगीतं शुकशौनक कौशिकमुखपीतं शुद्ध परमहंस आश्रमगीतं शुकशौनक कौशिकमुखपीतं पिबरे रामरसं रसने पिबरे रामरसं पिबरे रामरसं 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 पिबरे रामरसं एकमेव हृदि सन्ततं सकल नामरूपगुणवर्जितं भावहीनमिममद्भुतं मनसि भावये रमणदेशिकं सत्त्वबुद्धिफलदायकं सकलचित्तमोहभवनाशकं ज्ञानबोधकरमीश्वरं मनसि भावये रमणदेशिकं कोऽहमित्थमिह सन्ततं निशितचित्तमूलपरिमार्गितं संविदेकरसरूपिणं मनसि भावये रमणदेशिकं वेदसारपरिमार्गितं सकलयोगिचित्तसुमपूजितं तत्त्वरूपमयि भासते मनसि भावये रमणदेशिकं चित्तशान्तिदमदायकं झटिति चात्मतत्त्वरसबोधकं ईशरूपमयि भासते मनसि भावये रमणदेशिकं पञ्चकोश परिवेष्टितं पंचकोश परिवेष्टितं विषय पंचसर्प विषभेषजं पंचबाणबलनाशकं मनसि भावये रमणदेशिकम् तत्सदेव भुवि साम्प्रतं रुचिरमर्त्यरूपमयि धारयन् दृश्यते सकलयोगिनां मनसि भावये रमणदेशिकं मौनतत्त्वरसबोधकं रहसि मोदमानवपुषं परम् मानरोषरिपुदाहकं मनसि भावये रमणदेशिकं काव्यकण्ठकविसूरिणा स्तुतिभिरीश सूनुरिति घोषितं शोणशैलतटवासिनं मनसि भावये रमणदेशिकम् भासते हृदयमण्डले महितबोधभानुरिह साम्प्रतं मोहरूपघनमार्जकं मनसि भावये रमणदेशिकं मोहरूपघनमार्जकं मनसि भावये रमणदेशिकं मनसि भावये रमणदेशिकम् प्रशान्तगम्भीर निजस्वभावं प्रकृष्टकल्याण गुणप्रचारं प्रबोधयन्तं श्रुतिवाक्यसारं प्रभाकरं तं रमणेशमीडे प्रचण्डमायाकृतकालहीनं प्रकृष्टसर्वात्मरसप्रदानं प्रतिष्ठितं तं निजरूपभावे प्रमोदवन्तं रमणेशमीडे प्रबोधचन्द्रोदयहेतुमेकं प्रभासमानं चितिभानुमन्तं प्रकृष्टभासा कमनीयकान्तिं प्रमेयशून्यं रमणेशमीडे प्रकृष्टकारुण्यचिदात्मशक्त्या प्रसारयन्तं प्रकृते प्रभावं प्रलोभदूरं परिपूर्णकामं प्रशस्तमेकं रमणेशमीडे प्रसह्य संकल्पपरम्पराणां प्रभेदने चित्तविकारभावे प्रशोभितं तं परमप्रकाशं प्रदीपमेकं रमणेशमीडे प्रशोभितं तं परमप्रकाशं प्रदीपमेकं रमणेशमीडे तिमिर उदधि अनयनरक जनन मदनिल विडुवायेल तिमिर उदधि अनयनरक जनन मदनिल विडुवायेल செவிடு குருடு வடிவு குறைவு சிறிதுமிடியும் அணுகாதே. செவிடு குருடு வடிவு குறைவு சிறிதுமிடியும் அணுகாதே. அமரர் வடிவும் அதிக குலமும் அறிவு நிறையும் வரவே. அமரர் வடிவும் அதிக குலமும் அறிவு நிறையும் வரவே. நின்னருளதருளியனையும் மனதோடடிமை கொளவும் வரவேணும். நின்னருளதருளியனையும் மனதோடடிமை கொளவும் வரவேணும். திமிர உததி அனய நரக ஜனன மதனில் விடுவாயன். செவிடு குருடு வடிவு குறைவு சிறிதுமிடியும் அணுகாதே. அமரர் வடிவும் அதிக குலமும் அறிவு நிறையும் வரவே. நின்னருளதருளியனையும் மனதோடடிமை கொளவும் வரவேணும். சமரமுகவேல் அசுரர் தமது தலைகளுருள மிகவே. சமர முகவேல் அசுரர் தமது தலைகள் உருள மிகவே. நீல் சலதியலர நெடிய பதலை தகராயிலை விடுவோனே. நீல் சலதியலர நெடிய பதலை தகராயிலை விடுவோனே. வெமரவணையில் இனிது துயிலும் விழிகள் நளினன் மருகோனே. வெமரவணையில் இனிது துயிலும் விழிகள் நளினன் மருகோனே. மிடரு கரியர் குமர பழனி விரவும் அமரர் பெருமாளே. மிடரு கரியர் குமர பழனி விரவும் அமரர் பெருமாளே. சமரமுகவேல் அசுரர் தமது தலைகள் உருள மிகவே. நீல் சலதி அலர நெடிய பதலை தகராயிலை விடுவோனே. வெமரவணையில் இனிது துயிலும் விழிகள் நளினன் மருகோனே. மிடரு கரியர் குமர பழனி விரவும் அமரர் பெருமாளே. குமர பழனி பெருமாளே. குமர பழனி பெருமாளே. பழனி பெருமாளே.
நமः பரமர்ஷிப்யோ நமः பரமர்ஷிப்யः ஹரி ஓம். அந்தராயதிமிரோபசாந்தே சாந்தபாவனமச்சிந்த்ய வைபவம் தன்னரம் வபுஷி குஞ்சரம் முகே மன்மஹே கிமபி துந்திலம் மஹா. குருர்பிரம்மா குருர்விஷ்ணு குருர்தேவோ மகேஸ்வரः குரு சாக்ஷாத் பரம் பிரம்ம தஸ்மை ஸ்ரீ குரவே நமः. ஈஸ்வரோ குருராத்மேதி மூர்த்திபேத விபாகினே व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. यस्यान्तन्नादिमध्यं न हि करचरणं नामगोत्रं न सूत्रं नो जातिर्नैव वर्णा न भवति पुरुषो नानपुंसं न च स्त्री नाकारं नो विकारं न हि जनिमरणं नास्ति पुण्यं न पापं तत्त्वं नो तत्त्वमेकं सहजसमरसं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। मौनव्याख्या प्रकटितपरब्रह्मतत्त्वं युवानं वर्षिष्ठान्तेव सदृशिगणैरावृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दमूर्तिं स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे। वेदान्तार्थविभासकाय यतये शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादिनगेन्द्रसङ्घपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभिधां बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततं। पूर्णाय बोधात्मने अपारसच्चित्सुखवारिराशेः यस्योर्मिमात्रं भुवनं समस्तं गुहाहितं तं रमणं गभीरं चिन्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि। देहं मृण्मयवज्जडात्मकमहं बुद्धिर्न तस्यास्त्यतो नाहं तत्तदभावसुप्तिसमये सिद्धात्मसद्भावतः। कोऽहं भावयुतः कुतो वरधिया दृष्ट्वात्मनिष्ठात्मनां सोऽहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयं। हृदयकुहरमध्ये केवलं ब्रह्ममात्रं ह्यहमहमिति साक्षादात्मरूपेण भाति। हृदि विषमनसा स्वं चिन्वता मज्जता वा पवनचलनरोधाद् आत्मनिष्ठो भवत्वं। यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदं धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः। शोणप्रभं सोमकलावतंसं पाणिस्फुरत्पञ्चशरेक्षुचापं प्राणप्रियं नौमि पिनाकपाणेः कोणत्रयस्थं कुलदैवतं नः। नमामि यामिनीनाथलेखालङ्कृतकुन्तलां भवानीं भवसन्तापनिर्वापणसुधानदीं चूडोत्तंसितचन्द्रचारुकलिकां चञ्जत्शिखाभास्वरो लीलादग्धविलोलकामशलभश्रेयो दशाग्रे स्फुरन् अन्तःस्फूर्जतपारमोहतिमिरप्राग्भारमुच्चाडयन् चेतःसद्मनियोगिनां विजयते ज्ञानप्रदीपो हरः। शारदा शारदाम्भोजवदना वदनाम्बुजे सर्वदा सर्वदास्माकं सन्निधिं सन्निधिं क्रियात्। राकाचन्द्रसमानकान्तिवदनां नाकादिराजस्तुतां मूकानामपि कुर्वती सुरधुनीनिकाशवाग्वैभवम्। श्रीकाञ्चीनगरी विहाररसिकां शोकापहन्त्री सताम् एका पुण्यपरम्परा पशुपतेः आकारिणी राजते। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्नाम् अन्यांश हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। हरिः ॐ। अरुणाचलवरर्केत्र अक्षरमणमालै सात्र करुणाकरगणपतिये करमरुळिकापाये। अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल अरुणाचल शिव அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சலா, நைந்தழி கனியால் நலநிலை பதத்தில் நாடி உட்கொள் நலம் அருணாச்சலா, நுந்திடாதுந்தனை தந்தனை கொண்டிலை அந்த கண்ணியன கருணாச்சலா, நோக்கிய கருதிமை தாக்கிய பக்குவம் ஆக்கினியாண்டருள் பற்றிமால் விடந்தலை உற்றிருமுனமருள் பற்றிட அருள் புரி அருணாச்சலாம், பார்த்தருள் மாலர பார்த்திலையெனின் அருள் பாருனக்கார் சொல்வர், பித்து விட்டுனை நேர்பித்தனாக்கினை அருள் பித்தம் தெளி மருந்தருணாச்சலம், பீதியில் உன்னை ஷார் பீதியில் என்னை ஷேர் பீதி புந்தனுக்கேன் அருணாச்சலா, புல்லறிவேதுரை நல்லறிவேதுரை புல்லிடவே அருள் அருணாச்சலாம், பூமணம் மாமனம் பூரணமணம் கொள பூரணமணம் அருள் அருணாச்சலா, பெயர் நினைத்திடவே பிடித்திழுத்தனை உன் பெருமையார் அறிவார் அருணாச்சலா, பேய்த்தனம் விட விடா பேயாய் பிடித்தனை பேயனாக்கினை என் அருணாச்சலா, பைங்கொடியானான் பற்றின்றி வாடாமல் பற்று கோடாய்கா அருணாச்சல, அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ. We are in the 40th verse. ஞானம் இல்லாது உன் ஆசையால் தளர்வர ஞானம் தெரித்தருள் அருணாச்சல. In the verse meaning also we saw yesterday, Arunachala, you give me the knowledge that arises through jnana vichara, or you reveal to me your real nature, that is jnanam. Without attaining that, un ashayar, there is that deep yearning within you, within me, to attain you. And with that desire to attain you, there is a talarvu, a weariness, a restlessness has set in. To remove that, jnanam terittu arul arunachala. It can both mean, jnanam means revealing at one set the real nature of the self, or bestowing on you the vichara jnana, the power to inquire, to go deep within you. So, this is a prayer. It looks as if it is a prayer. ஞானம் இல்லாது தளர்வு, ஆசையார் தளர்வு. Here, that passion which has arisen in a seeker to attain the highest, that comes by Guru's grace, by Bhagavan's grace, by doing spiritual practice, by motiveless action. Everything has to lead you to that state where the jijnasa arises. That inquisitiveness arises. That thirst for the highest. It can arise according to their samskara. It can simply mean, like in the case of Buddha, that I should find a way, a route to end sorrow. Or it can be like in the life of Ramakrishna, that I want to realize God. Bhagavan also had such a stage. In Madurai, Bhagavan used to say, after reading Periya Puranam, he was so deeply soaked in that devotion that while going to school, Bhagavan has narrated that I was always expecting God to descend from the sky, Shiva to appear before me. So that state was there in him, that bhavana. That bhavana comes before realization. Unless that bhavana comes, the sunrise will not come. Just like dawn comes before the sunrise, this bhavana, this dream-like state, where you brood about realization, a kind of divine brooding meditation sets in a seeker. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Nacha abhavayata shantihi, ashantasya kutas sukham. Before that shanti of Atmajnana comes, this kind of state will be there in a seeker. You don't know what realization is, but divine dreams will start coming inside. That swapmanika loka. So here, it can happen in any form, that thirst to be free of this bondage. Ultimately, that jijnasa arose in Bhagavan in the form of inquiry into death. To find out what death is, who is dying. So that inquisitiveness, that jijnasa arises by the grace of the self, Atma Kripa. Not simply some outer force is giving you Kripa. The grace comes directly from the Atman. Labdha Guru Atma Prasada. Shankaracharya says, he has got both the grace of Guru and also the Atman. And when it happens, this jijnasa arises from the depth. To realize the self. To come out of this bondage. So that desire like fire is burning within me. That mumukshutva. In Vedanta they say it is like your head is on fire. Pradipta shiraha. You will not wait till the talk is over. You will just rush to the bathroom to put water in your head. So too you will seek this Shitala Tirtha, this coolness of realization when you are burning within by the sorrow of samsara. You want to be free of it. So when it arises, that is ashayar talarvu. That ashay. Ashay simply means desire. Desire for worldly things, that is also ashay. But here Bhagavan says that Ashai is removed by Ashai to attain God. You have to substitute. There is no other way. Ashai is a power, Ashai is a energy. Desire is an energy, which is our genetic problem. To be free of it, there is only one way, that the tremendous desire arises within you to attain God. You need not know what God is. You need not know what realization is. You need not know what liberation is. Just the thirst arises from within to be free of sorrow completely. Free of all limitations completely. So that is Ashai Bhagavan calls as tremendous will. You can also call it as will. Ichha Shakti, which completely sets you free. An indomitable will arises within you. So that Ashayar Talarvara Jnanam Terit Arul Arunachala. Bhagavan, for us, Bhagavan is praying, or he is giving us training how to ask, what to ask. When you go to Bhagavan's presence, what should you ask? Jnanam Terit Arul Arunachala. With your grace, by your grace, let that jnana vichara awaken within me. What is that jnana vichara which wakes up by grace? You can see in Bhagavan's death experience in that board, Bhagavan himself says, there was a strange fascination for the mind to trace the I thought to its source. It is not that you sit, put effort and repeat within, who am I, who am I? No. Naturally it happens, your mind glides beyond all the limitations to the heart. It just goes deep within naturally, fascinated by something very deep. That Aksharana is there. So that is the real magnet. The real magnet is your own Atma Vastu, your own self, which from within pulls you. So that Jnana Vichara arises in a seeker by the grace of Bhagavan. Here I deliberately use the word Bhagavan, because Bhagavan is Jnana Vichara. His very form is Jnana Vichara. He need not tell you how to do it. You simply sit in His presence, it happens. It just awakens that Jnana Vichara in you. Many had got it like that. Not by any tuition. Just it happens in the heart. So that Jnanam Terit Arul Arunachala. You have Jnana Vichara looks very much like an analysis or a technique, but actually it is the impact of Bhagavan's grace. It will look very illogical for those who read the books from a distance, but those who are in Bhagavan's presence, they will know it. That many seekers, they say, when we are here, it happens. When we go out, some more days it continues, then slowly it goes away. So what is it? Jnanam Terit Arul Arunachala. Till that Jnana Vichara becomes your natural, like breathe, like breathing. It becomes so natural within you. And Bhagavan compassionately has given us all that has to be spoken of. Some devotee asked Bhagavan, is there any secret about Jnana Vichara other than what is written in the books? Bhagavan said, no secret. Everything is revealed, open. And He has very clearly shown us the path. seek the I. And which I? The I which you know. The I which you know. The ego I, not the real I. The very beginning, you know only ego I. That Bhagavan clearly gives the name as Aham Vritti, as the I thought. Swarupa is not Vritti. It is Shuddha Chaitanya. Here it is Aham Vritti, with which we are very familiar. Aham Vritti means I thought. A spandana which arises in our heart as I. And that is the center where you suffer, you enjoy, you have excitement. Everything makes that center move. When that I thought arises, every other thoughts come out of that heart hole. Like hornets coming from the hole. Like ants coming out of an anthill. All the thoughts follow. But the first thought, and Bhagavan has given us pure, precise guidance in Atma Vichara, where he says, this I thought is not like other thoughts. Certain basic things, basic elements of Bhagavan's teaching, we should always keep in our mind. First thing is, this I thought is not like other thoughts. No other thought can live without I thought. Actually, every thought becomes alive only when it is touched by this I thought. And what is this speciality of this I thought? Vedanta, we say it is Chit Pratibimba. Chitta Gada, Chit Pratibimba. Chitta has many things. See, suppose you just think that this is a dream. Suppose I am dreaming. I will imagine I am dreaming. Each one of you imagine that you are dreaming. And in that dream, I am seeing all of you, including this hall, this book, this table, this mic, everything I am seeing. Right? And all these things that I am seeing are mere thoughts, including myself, who is speaking. Is it not? But in the dream itself, this me is different. In that very dream, the feeling of me who is speaking is not like others. All of you are also created by me only. But identity is only with this me. Identity is only with this I. And that I thought is the key to open the heart center. That is why Muruganar in his Sannidhi Murai sang, what did Bhagavan do? He gave us a great gift. What gift? He gave us the key which opens the treasure house. Where is hidden a great treasure, a perfect treasure, which is Purna. Kottam iladu kulavum shempurul puttai viduthanan unti param. He gave us that key. So what is that key? The key is this I thought, this ego which makes itself known as I within you. Whatever comes powerfully in you will be filled with this I thought. Whether anger, desire, envy, pride, everything is filled with this I thought. So tapas, what is tapas? Jnana vichara. Bhagavan says, when Kavyakanta Ganapati Muni asked what is tapas, Bhagavan said, just turn your attention inward and start holding to this I thought. Just learn to look at this I thought. Sukhadi pratyakshavad. That is what we say in our Shastra. Pratyaksha means direct, in front, before the senses. So too you are seeing a pleasurable feeling inside you also as pratyaksha. When some happiness comes to you, that also you see inside. When anger comes, usually we make the remark, don't repeat it, I am getting angry. I am aware of it, it is coming. So that is also a pratyaksha. Like that, this movement of this I, this arising of this I thought, this emerging of this I thought, you become aware. So Bhagavan gave us this teaching that find out the source of this I thought by holding on to this I thought as I. And there is a beautiful Tamil Venba by Bhagavan where the whole song is made of I. Ahamenum moola aviddai ahandrida. Aham aha allum pahalara. Ahamulir atmadevan padattinil. Ahamahilvaha anisham ramikyave. Whole song is aham. The first line is ahamenum moola aviddai. The primal error, the primal ignorance. The first slip which happens in you is this aham, I thought. It arises. In deep sleep it is not felt. And when it comes up, you move away from the heart. Everything comes out. The world comes out. The mind just blooms. So that is the first emergence, first sprout, first germ. And when it goes back, either in sleep or in the samadhi state, that alone is. Something is which is Purna. In deep sleep, you need not do self-enquiry. Ishvara will do the job. You will go to the heart. And Brahma Sampatti happens. In waking state, you consciously make the I thought go back to the same center. You are aware, and that is Samadhi. In Sharanagati, when you do Sharanagati, surrender, then also this ego merges in the source. But Bhagavan's revelation is completely this Atma Vichara. And what we have to get from Bhagavan is Jnanam Terit Arul Arunachala. Terit means clarifying, separating, distilling. It is actually distilling. when you distill something like that, this I thought must be distilled from all the I thoughts, all the other thoughts. You have to distill and separate it from all other thoughts. It's very precious. So here, Terit Arul. Just like in the Vedanta it is said, it is like separating Darbha, Munjadiveshikam. So too you have to separate this feeling of I. First is feeling, then it is a throb, then it is pure awareness. First it is feeling, it is associated with all emotions, all thoughts, the entire thinking process. It fills the entire nervous system. And that is aham vritti. And when it is aham spurti, it fills the entire world. And when it is aham bodha, there is no world in it. There is no time or space in it. So the first thing that you do is to locate this I thought. That itself is a great leap in sadhana. That is what is remarkable when you come to Bhagavan. That is what is Ramana. You cannot be simply a Ramana devotee by putting Bhagavan's name in some invitation card. Bhagavan's seal is this Jnanam Terit Arul Arunachala. When that Jnana Vichara dawns in the heart, that is bhakti. Bhagavan says that is bhakti. Incessant Vichara Jnana itself is para bhakti. So, when you have contact with Bhagavan, this I thought like butter getting separated from curd, it will get separated from the psyche. It gets distilled and it shows itself as if you see many people. It's like Vidyaranya Swami gives a beautiful example. If you walk towards Veda Pathashala, now if you go there, you will hear children chanting Vedas. Suppose I go there, many children are chanting Vedas. And somebody whom I very well know is also chanting within, amidst them. And if I pay attention, his voice alone I will be able to separate in between all the Veda Swaras. Many children are chanting, but you, amidst them, you catch hold of that. Bhagavan gives another example. In music, the tune changes, the rhythm changes, but the shruti, note behind, remains changeless. You hold to it. That awareness is shruti, but we are speaking about thought, basic thing. When anger comes, you have direct encounter with this I thought. When someone insults you, when you are ignored where you should be respected, this I thought arises. This ego arises. Then you start slowly keeping that feeling alive. Like a mantra, the inner being, Brahman from within, is giving out this nama, this name, aham, aham, aham. From within, you see this constantly chanted mantra within you, this throb. When you hold on to this throb of this I and stay with that I, it just refuses to get caught. It just goes away from you. And then you see this ego is slowly, this ahamvriti gives up its association with limitations, and you feel that pure spurti, that pulsation which Bhagavan calls. In all the Vedantic texts you will see, aham iti spurati. Something shines forth, something luminous, which expresses itself as aham, aham. That is what we usually see in Bhagavan's teaching. When you inquire where from this I arises, the I merges, and there you experience something else revealing itself as aham, aham, effulgent. It is not ahankara, it is not ego. It is that paramapurna sat, that purna vastu revealing itself, its own nama, its own mudra. That is Dakshinamurti's mudra. In Dakshinamurti Stotram, Bhagavan says Chit Kurip. In Tamil it is Chit Kurip. That Chit is giving you intimation. Actually that is initiation. See, when you go to a guru, he tells you some mantra. Like that, when you approach this inner master, he initiates you with that Chit Kurip, with that Chin Mudra. Once it enters the stream of your Chitta, there is a pathway is made inside you. A Devayana opens. A path of light opens within you. Once you hold on to that Chit, Bhagavan, when Kohan asked Bhagavan about that Samadhi state, Bhagavan says, this is the Lakshana of a Jnani. Because Romarola wrote about Ramakrishna's biography, and when of course great writers, they will write imaginary things. So, when he wrote about Ramakrishna, he wrote, Ramakrishna was afraid of Nirvikalpa Samadhi because he will lose everything. As usually when we say everything goes away, ordinary people will be afraid because they will not be aware what is waiting for. So he wrote, Ramakrishna was afraid of that state of nothingness, Mahashunya. It was prowling around him as if like some tiger. Kohan became afraid. He took the book to Bhagavan and said, Bhagavan, is Nirvikalpa Samadhi such a terrible thing? Bhagavan said, this is the problem with books. What is Nirvikalpa Samadhi? Vikalpa means doubtful. Vikalpa means anything which is not clear, which is not certain, which is not the self, which is not Purna. Nirvikalpa means it is doubtlessly you are clear. It reveals itself as Brahman, as the infinite. It has nothing to do with the body or the mind. It is the Mahavakyartha which expresses itself from the heart. And what is Nirvikalpa Samadhi? It is the pure form of I. Bhagavan, very simple form, Bhagavan says, what you feel as ego leaves its association with all upadhis and reveals itself as pure I. Dhuli dhumradi varjidam gaganamandalam. That is Sureshwaracharya's words in Dakshinamurti Vartikam. Sureshwaracharya says, Dhuli dhumradi varjidam etab gaganamandalam. Just like the sky, space, free of all the clouds, free of any dust, free of any covering, it's so clearly visible, so too this I, devoid of any limitation, when you experience within you, is nirvikalpa. There is no vikalpa. When it becomes natural, it is sahaja nirvikalpa. When you remain it with effort by the grace of the Guru or for the span of your effort, that is kevala nirvikalpa, that's all. But kevala nirvikalpa is nothing but sahaja nirvikalpa only. It is like a million rupees are made of 1 rupee. But 1 rupee is not million rupee. That 1 rupee add, and it becomes million. Like that, if for a moment it comes to you, it is kevala. When it becomes natural, it is always with you, it is sahaja. You need not bother about sahaja or kevala. Just joyfully do self-enquiry, says Bhagavan. Santatam shalipara santoshamagave appalamittu paru. That is Bhagavan's teaching. Bhagavan says, constantly, without getting exhausted or tired, with full heart, with happiness, make the mind go to the heart. Don't be a businessman in spiritual life. Always asking what I will get, what I will get. Many people, they ask to Bhagavan, how many days it will take for realizing. After that, what are you going to do? After that, we know what you will do. Becoming a guru on such and such a day, I became enlightened. There should be a tree. Something should be there. See, only from Buddha this talk of enlightenment came. In the Upanishads you see there is no question of on such and such a day, under a tree one person got enlightened. Nothing of that. So natural. If you ask Bhagavan, when did you got realized? Bhagavan never says, we say about his death experience. Bhagavan says, what is realization? Who should have it? It is the nature of the self. It is so explicit. Aparoksham, yat sakshad aparokshad brahma. Who is not realized? That is his first question. For me, everyone is realized. For me, everyone is jnani. There is no ajnani for me. Somebody asked Bhagavan, Bhagavan, you are Bhagavan. So please, can you tell us about our future births? When will we realize all those things? Bhagavan said, if I am Bhagavan, as you say, I have no one else other than me. If you say I am like you, I know only what you know. So in both cases, I cannot say. So, this very enquiry is the grace of the self. Jnanam terit arul. Arul means grace. See, Aksharamanamalai, every song, this is hidden. Arul. In certain lines you will not see, but it is hidden there. Arul Arunachala, Arul Arunachala, Arul Arunachala. Jnanam has to happen to me by your Arul, so that not even a tinge of ego remains there to claim that I attained. The sadhana samskara, even that is not there. When jnana comes by his grace, by the grace of the Atma, It is so natural. So here, that grace, what does it do? It just removes the obstacle, and the spurti is visible, is palpable within you as aham, aham, aham. Mudra, as we said, mudra. Dakshinamurtis, you can see Dakshinamurti with his hand like this. This is Chin Mudra. This big finger, this is Angushta, what we call as Angushta. And this Angushta is a spiritual finger. It's a mystery. It's a secret in yoga. It is not like other fingers. This is very important. Just as Bhagavan says about heart, this is also very important. Angushta Parimana, Purusha. Without this finger, you cannot do anything. But with this finger, you cannot do anything. If you remove this finger, these 4 fingers becomes helpless. But this finger always keeps itself away. It just supports, that's all. It is there. And this finger is the symbol of the self, and this finger is ego. Always you show like he, you, me. Nobody shows like this. Right? Always. That is. So this is always, this represents the ego. And this ego goes here. Self-enquiry is just indicated to you. An intimation is given to you, just symbolic language. It is conveyed like this by Dakshinamurti. And when the ego goes to the heart, the Chin Mudra, Bhadraya Mudraya, Shiva reveals himself to you as Aham Aham, Balyadishvapi, Jagradandishu Tatha, Sarvasu Avastaswapi, Vyavrittasu Anuvartamanam Aham iti Antaspurantam Sada. Swatmanam Prakatikaroti Bhajadam Yo Mudraya Bhadraya. Tasmai Shri Gurumurtaye Namayidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. That Bhadra means very auspicious. That which completely heals you of all problems. And that is this mudra. This mudra is, you can say it is a mantra, you can say it is the form of the Lord, you can say it is jnana itself. It arises from the heart, it reveals itself in the heart the moment you have an experience of it. You are no more the same person. You are no more the same person. There ends outer Guru's work. His work is over when you have located this mudra inside you. When you have started feeling this mudra within you, this Chin Mudra, he just shows like this and you understand it. In the Shastra we say, when a person has pratibha, his hidden talent is there inside, and he goes to see a dancer perform. He need not learn what is dance. He just sits there and everything goes within, without any class, he just receives it. Like that, a receptive seeker whose spiritual talent is hidden within him, maturity is there. You use the word pratibha, and pratibha generally means talent, but spiritually it means that maturity, that ripeness is there, and he looks at the master and he sees that Guru's body is made of that Chinmudra. That is what yesterday when we were speaking, Bhagavan in one place uses the word Avi Udal Kondai. It generally means, Arunachala, when I surrendered to you, you took over my body and mind. But it also means Avi Udal Kondai. It means, Avi means which has no body, which is pure spirit. In Christian terminology, what do you say? Holy? Holy Ghost. That is what you say. Something like that, the spirit, no? So, normally if you say ghost, nobody will be here. But Bhagavan uses the word Avi Udal. It means, Avi in Tamil also means, generally they say, they think it is ghost, but actually that word is a Sanskrit word. Avi is not a Tamil word. Many Tamil people confuse it as a Tamil word. In the Upanishad it is there. It says, Avihi sannihitam guhacharam nama mahatpadam atraitat samarpitam. Yejat. So the Shruti says Avihi. From that the word comes Avirbhabhuva. Avirbhuva. Avirbhavati. So that Avi means manifestation of the spirit. So from within this Avi, you experience God not as this physical body, but He is inhabiting in your body as spirit. As that mudra, that chin mudra. Unukul Ishan Olindu Irundane. Tirumular sings, I saw Lord hiding inside this body. I saw the infinite hiding inside this bubble. So, Unukul Ishan Olindu Irundane. So, by churning, Manam Manamena Kallil Maruvarak Kadayanin Aruloli Mevum. In Arunachala Ashtagam, Bhagavan says, by enquiry, by doing constant vichara, by diving deep, tracing this I thought, again and again a churning happens. You churn. Attrition happens. And by constant churning, just as they do in the yajna, this arani is being churned and from that wood fire comes. Like that, with 2 stones also you can make fire. Manam manamenam kallil maruvarak kadaya. Again and again you churn, this fire of grace arises. What is that fire of grace? It is the pure mudra of Shiva. Pure mudra of self. It reveals as in between 2 clouds you see the sunlight. Like that, it reveals from the heart as aham, aham, pure I, pure I. As we have no other word, we are using the same word I. But it has no similarity with the former I with which we started. This ego I. It is pure spirit. It is pure Shanti. And Bhagavan uses the word current. Srotas. Bhagavatam it is there. Srotas. That current. That I current. It becomes awakened. And remaining in that, all the vasanas gets burnt. Everything is consumed by that fire. Kabalita Ghana Vishwarupa. In Arunachala Pancharatna, Bhagavan says, O Arunachala, your fire of grace swallows the entire world. Ultimately that fire also goes down, and what remains, you cannot say what its nature is. It is pure Brahman. Vidya Shikhini cha virate. That Vidya Shikhini, that Vidya, fire of Vidya also retires. It also goes. It is also blown out. Then what remains? Tvanmayi khalu avastha. That Purnavastu alone remains. Ekanai vaji need uji. Only that one whole, that Purnavastu remains. So that jnanam terit arul Arunachala. Bhagavan says, Arunachala, give me that power to do jnana vichara. Give me that power to withdraw into myself and to inquire and to pay attention to this I thought. To seek the source of this I. Let me be wakeful with this spurti. Ahamanum moola aviddai ahantrida. Aham, aham, aha, allum pahalared. Without day or night, aham, aham, aha. Within me is the mudra, aham, aham, aham. That is Shiva. In Shaiva Siddhanta, they say Shiva's name is Aham. In English you say I. There is something very interesting, In Tamil, you take Tamil dictionary and you will put I there. In English you say I. If you write I in Tamil, it means Shiva. From that it comes Ayya, Ayye, Ayya. Everything comes from that I. So in Pattanathar sings, Mun I ittati muppurattile, Pin I ittati tennilangayil, Annai ittati adivayattine, Yanum ittati mulha mulhave. That I is, Mun I is Shiva. Mun I. So I means, in Tamil also it is Shiva. And in Sanskrit also we say Uttama Purusha. Uttama Purusha means Ishvara. Uttamah Purushastvanyaha Paramatmetyudahartaha. So the real nature of the sense, I sense, you investigate, and the power to do that investigation, that inquiry, that quest must come from Bhagavan. That power to do tapas. It is that to be centered in you, to be always awake with that spurti. It looks so fascinating, but once we start living this life of tapas, we see every wind can take you off. When you read the book, it is so convincing. Then you see that your ego power is not enough. You need something from the source to pull you there. A Sankarshana Shakti. Akarshana and Vikarshana is not enough. There are two words in Sanskrit for attraction and repulsion. Akarshana means attraction. Vikarshana means repulsion. These two forces we know. When you see someone, you are attracted, that is Akarshana. When you see someone, it looks repulsive. You are averse. That is Vikarshana. These two forces we are aware in the world. But when you see the real master, you will find a different force working in you. It is neither attraction nor aversion. It is not the opposite of attraction or repulsion. Instead of going there, your mind go to the source. You look at him, and instead of the mind going through the eyes, the mind returns to the heart. It happens with any divine vision. That is why you cannot rule out the power of divine visions. When we usually say, generally in Bhagavan's teaching also we say visions. Yesterday also I said, if Arunachala comes before you, what will... That is all general statement. But when a real spiritual vision happens, it puts you in the heart. When a real spiritual vision happens, it will not limit you in the drishya. It will put you in the drik. Because Bhagavan's darshan itself is the testimony. When devotees saw Bhagavan, it is not that they got caught with him. That vision made them abide in the self. So why not about other divine visions? That is what our traditionally all Mahapurushas, Mahatmas, saints have said. If you have the divine vision of any form, any God, if it is a true spiritual vision, if it is not a mental vision, it will certainly put you in the heart. It happens. It is not simply that vision will take your mind out. No. It will not be a vision. Tvad vapuhu chidra sardram. A sage says, O Lord, when you appear before me, your form is made of pure awareness. Although you appear in a form, as we say about Arunachala, that is enough. You need not go anywhere else. When you look at Arunachala, it is not going to bind you. When you look at Arunachala, inquiry, this quest wakes up. Your mind goes to the heart. That darshan is not bondage. It makes you go to the drik. It makes you go to the seer. In Bhagavata it is there. When Krishna appeared in the prison, inside the prison, he had his birth. And the moment that Father Vasudeva saw that child, inside the prison he is having that darshan, and there he says, you know the verse, when you look at the verse you will see, Viditosi bhavan sakshat purushah prakritehe paraha kevala anubhavananda swarupaha sarva buddhidrik. It will look irrational because they are inside the prison and the child takes birth inside the prison. And the moment he looks at the child, instead of saying the child is so beautiful, very lovely, you know what he says? He says, Lord, I know that you are within me as the witness of the intellect. You are in my heart shining forth as pure awareness. Kevala anubhavananda, as bliss, as experience. Sarva buddhidrik, you are the witness, awareness inside everyone's heart. So, how is it possible? How did a sage write such a poetry when the father is first looking at his child? So that is not an ordinary seeing. The moment that seeing happens, there is neither seer nor the seen, nor the process of seeing. That pure awareness, triputi rahita chit, that chit which has no triputi, which is not corrupted by this seer, pramana, prameya, pramata, everything dissolves. That pure Chidananda alone remains. So that is what is Jnanam Terittu Arul Arunachala. Arunachala, by your grace, let me have that Jnanam, that Akasha Kalpak Jnanam, that limitless awareness of the self. Awaken that Jnana Vichara which will dispel all ignorance from me, which will give me that complete experience of the self. Jnanam illadu un ashayar talarvu are. Without Jnanam, I will always identify with this limited body and mind, and whatever I will achieve, I am going to lose. Parinil வீழாது ஏழையை காத்து உன் பதத்தில் இருத்தி வைத்தனையே. Bhagavan says, this world is Pal. Pal means, wasteland. Bhagavan never says such things when you go to talks. But in Arunachala Stuti Panchakam, Bhagavan says, if you fail to realize God, to associate yourself with Ishvara, then your life is meaningless. Whatever you may achieve or attain, however glorious may be your outer life, Shankaracharya asks, so what? So what? So what? Tatahkyam, 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 tatahkyam. Shariram surupam, tatava kalatram, yashascharu chitram, dhanam meru tulyam, guru rangri padme, manashenna lagnam, tatahkyam, 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 tatahkyam. You attain such fame, whole world knows you, and you have immense wealth, a beautiful wife, good family, everything is there, and if you have no devotion, no bhakti to Bhagavan, you have no bhakti to Guru, then whatever you achieve is useless, worthless. And that bhakti here means only that experience, that anubhuti of the self. That spiritual life makes your life meaningful. Otherwise, we don't know what other life is. If you go back, you know, Pazhu Irul. Asurya namate lokaha. And the Upanishad says, devilish worlds, andhena tamasavrataha, enveloped by blinding darkness. Tagumste pretyabhi gachanti eke atmahano janaha. And you know how the Upanishad concludes? Those who commit spiritual suicide. Who are they who commit spiritual suicide? Who ignore the self. Vidyamanasya atmanaha tiraskaranaat sarvepi atmahanaha, says Shankaracharya. Always the self is available. It is aparoksham. It is there within you, revealing itself more splendorously than the sun. And still, if you fail to look at it, pay homage to it, worship it with reverence, meditate on it. If you fail to do it, that is real suicide. And for them waits this dark world. Don't be afraid. We are not in that category. And the Upanishad says, even if you are fortunate enough to listen to this Brahma Vidya, it is the responsibility of the inner being to rescue you. Tesham nityabhayuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Shruti says at least you need not be afraid. Even if you fail to recognize your own spiritual progress, be satisfied, don't fear. The Upanishad says, Your Devata is waiting for you. At least before death, the truth will be revealed. Yehi, the Shruti says that Agni which you were worshipping will lead you to realization. The fire that you are worshipping will lead you to realization. So that will never give up. So once you have to extend your hand, once he holds your hand, no more fall to you. So Jnanam Terit Arul Arunachala. Arunachala revealed to me that Atma Jnanam by which my talarvu, my weariness. In Tiruvachaka, Manikavachakar says, I am tired, O Lord. He says, you know how many births? Pullahi, Pudai. I will just put a big list, I will not translate. Pullahi, Pudai, Puzhuvai, Maramai, Palvirugamai, Paravayai, Pambai, Kallai, Manidarai, Peyai, Ganangalai, Val Asurarai, Munivarai, Devarai, Salla Nindrai Stavara Jangamatul Yella Pirappum Pirandi Ilaiten Yemberuman. He says, innumerable bodies I took. From a grass, from a stone, up to the human body, the body of a sage. I even traveled to other realms and took the body of all the divine beings. And ultimately I came to you and you revealed yourself in my heart. But before that, you know what was my condition? I was tired. Fed up. Again and again the same thing. Again coming to the world, what are you going to do? Again going to a school. The terrible thing that can happen. Start learning all foolishness, writing homework. Again the same nonsense. Sara, samsara. Sara means sense. Samsara is nonsense. But really samsara should means there is some sense in it. Some also in Sanskrit also means something. Some sara is there, something precious is there. And what is that sara? The sara is realization of God. Having bhakti. When I say realization, I don't even mean that you get self-realization. No, you simply continue this beautiful life of devotion, desirelessness, not business, not trying to achieve, trying to get, trying to attain something. No, simply santushta satatam yogi. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, what is the lakshana of a devotee? How can we know a devotee? You can know a devotee by the happiness that he exudes. Ramakrishna says one story. One day, the divine sage Narada, he is a very happy sage. He can go anywhere, always traveling. So he was coming to earth. And in a forest, he saw a saint sitting under a tree. In a banyan tree, a saint was sitting and meditating. And Narada, when he went near him, this saint asked, did a namaskar and said, Swami, where are you going? And Narada said, I am going to Vaikuntha to see Vishnu. And this saint said, I am very fortunate to have seen you. Please inquire with the Lord when I will realize. When I will have a vision of him. And Narada said, okay. Then he walked further. Then he saw another devotee dancing, doing work in a paddy field, chanting Lord's Nama. And he was also there. And when he went there, the devotee asked, "Where are you going?" He said, "I am going to Vaikuntha. Can you please inquire when I will come there? If possible, do it." Narada said, "Yes, I will do it." Then after some time, again he came back, and the first devotee asked, "Lord, when will I be going to Vaikuntha?" Narada said, "You are very fortunate. Lord said you will reach there within 3 lives." He said, 3 more births I have to take? Oh, terrible. He became very unhappy. And further he moved. That person was also waiting, another person. He asked, "When will I reach Vaikuntha?" Narada showed that banyan tree. So many innumerable leaves were there. And he said, so many leaves are there in the trees. So many births you have to take. After this, you will reach. And he started dancing with delight. Only this much. I thought I have to take much more because I am not a worthy person. Only this much birth. The story goes like this. Instantaneously he went to Vaikuntha. That very moment he went there. So see, you are happy here because you have got Bhagavan. That is enough for us to be happy. Many times we will discuss here what tapas we did, we do not know. Somehow we are here in Arunachala. We have Bhagavan as our, we cannot even say Guru or God or anything. We are able to listen to his name, to be in the presence in this birth. Shankaracharya in one place says, Prak Punyachala Margadarshita Sudhamurti. In my past births, I don't know what punya I did, and that punya has become a Arunachala. That means so much punya, so much merit, so much tapas, it has become a big hill, and with that power I got Shiva. He says, Prak Punyachala Margadarshita. With that power of that merit, I got this Sudhamurti, this nectarine form of the Lord. So, enough is there for us to be happy. And we should be happy with that. As Sundarar says, I will chant your Nama, I will be happy. Santosha. As Bhagavan said, Santosha. Let anything happen. Who is bothered about birth or death or anything? Ishvara is there, you are there, enough. The moment you become desireless, Yata sarve pramuchyante kamayesya hridishritaha athamartyo amruto bhavati atra brahma samashnute. It's the greatest secret. The Upanishad says, the instant when you become desireless, you give up all desires, here you become Brahman. Yata sarve pramuchyante kamaha. When all the desires go away from you, release you. Hridishritaha athamartyaha. The man, the mortal, becomes immortal. Amrito bhavati. Atra brahma samashrute. Here, now, he will be free. And real intelligence alone can make you free. What does it say? Real intelligence makes you happy, desireless. Let anything happen. You never beg. You never ask for anything. And that is surrender. Surrender means you no more asking. Wherever he keeps, you are happy. Whatever he gives, you are happy. That happiness never leaves you. That peace never leaves you. that shanti, that fullness never leaves you. Let anything go, you never give up peace. Such a person is sthita prajna. Yasya sthira bhavet prajna. One whose prajna is firm. Yasya anando nirantaraha. And his bliss is also continuous. Prapancho vismrta praya. The world for him is as if forgotten, erased from his awareness. Sajivan mukta uchyate. Such a person is called as a jivan mukta. Yasya sthira bhavet prajna, yasya anando nirantaraha, prapancho vismrta praya, sajivan mukta uchyate. So that is what is jnanam. Jnanam is not simply knowledge, it is a state where there is incessant happiness, peace, nirvana, sukham. Tomorrow we will conclude this series. Tomorrow we will conclude this series. We will continue next year. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala. Yato mamatma bhavasi tvameva, tato na vachyam mama kinchit asti, yathata veshtam kuru mam tathaiva, tvam atmanatham ramanam.